this.
But it's a 1 for 2.
Yeah.
And the bans here are very, very targeted at things. And I don't know if the Midlane will keep coming through or not, because we'll have to see.
Right. Something we actually pointed out last game, but came to light and we didn't speak about it, was the 30 minutes actually being a big thing for Curse Academy with their lineup. They weren't able to scale past 30 minutes. We'll see if they kind of pigeonhole themselves into that composition of scaling very early and hard again, because it hurt them a little bit. CompLexity.Black, after that mark, was really able to take control because of their composition. And that's usually what the game of picks and bans chess, if you will allow you to do very early in the game. Now Elise being banned out for Brokenshard here. Pat not liking the aggression he got in the jungle last game.
No, didn't like that at all. He also had it in game 2 when they won. So every game that CompLexity.Black has won has been off the back of Elise. So taking that off, realizing that correlation, saying we're just going to take that off this last game, make sure that doesn't happen again. And so all the bans for CompLexity.Black are exactly the same. Except this time, no, they're banning Soraka.
Yeah,
even though they have first pick.
They have to.
So it means they don't want to pick it.
But right.
There's the Kha'Zix for Brokenshard.
It's leaving something else out.
Exactly. So Brokenshard now has Kha'Zix, which has been banned out every game today.
Right.
And we're going to have to see if that comes up big for them, because there's a huge priority on this, because they'll most likely give up Renekton again to Rhux, who, despite even in their losses, has a really good game on that champion. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Renekton Thresh, just standard.
Usually Kha'Zix coming out going to help just get those lanes going, so we can see CompLexity.Black themselves here kind of formulating, we're going to win this in an early game. See if that Kha'Zix pick actually gets them going.
Okay.
And it is going to be the Lulu and the Thresh coming in. So double shield, double safety for someone getting zeroed out by an assassin.
Or allowing themselves to pick a hyper carry.
And keep him safe.
I think all Curse Academy fans are sitting there just like, pick a hyper carry, do it! The games that they've won are off the back of hyper carries, Twitch and Vayne. So that's what's going for them. Twitch is once again available. Wasn't banned this game, was banned the last 2. And Vayne was picked in game 3. So we're going to have to see what they pair up with that Lulu. So, because DuoceK, he was like, I'll play Kale a couple games, now I'm picking the Lulu to go against whoever they play.
Well, Curse Academy has also picked Lulu up against LMQ to play as support. But
true.
had that early pick, so you're kind of like, yeah, Lulu mid, check this out. And then they put it down under the support.
Yeah, but
maybe.
They gave K1 Pro the Thresh.
Right,
yeah,
right.
So it's kind of, I mean, Thresh top lane. That's what's happening today. That's what's coming out.
You just gotta hope. No, but really though, we are gonna see that on DuoceK. He keeps himself safe. No Kale coming out for this one. So they aren't going to be playing a super save game, but it was the Lulu that they saved Vayne with last time. So they're more than happy to just throw the HP in and not the shield of intervention.
And now ROBERTxLEE has the Lucian, which discourages a 2v2 for Vayne, but they pick it anyway for MashMe, confident in their abilities to line this up. And now they have Morgana Lucian. There's a lot of damage potential there. If you eat a Dark Binding, you're going to eat a full rotation of spell slinging in your face. All of those Light Slingers too, multiple hits. And they're going to wait for the late game here. But what's going to get them there is the Lee Sin of Pat. That's what Curse Academy is riding on. They need Pat to dominate the early game so that they can transition that Vayne to the late game. We're going to have to see what comes out here. Top lane has not been picked over for Curse Academy. Might just be another Renekton, but we'll have to see what CompLexity.Black do. So.
All the way down to the last pick, we're looking for that mid lane coming from Probably. Ziggs is banned out. We know him to play a lot of that. And Italy still banned out in every one of these games along with Rise. Syndra could absolutely be a pickup coming in for Probably. We know he has a large champion pool and he can utilize that to great effect. And with the Probably pickup being on Syndra, we actually get the Renekton coming in for Westrice this time. So maybe Shyvana for Rhux. His Rise has gone out here.
That would be the go-to. Yeah. Because you're going to scale anyway. And you have Shyvana and Vayne on your team now.
Yep.
That's fine. You're just waiting for the late game here.
That's fine.
Renekton, Lucian, early game champions. Kha'Zix is going to try to get you there. Morgana helps you a bit in the early game. Really hits that power spike level 9 because you have the full max duration on the binding, the 3 seconds. And now Kha'Zix is going to look to run around the map as much as he can. And Syndra, this is a big pick here, very ballsy, not even in a punny way. It's just very, very ballsy from Probably to pick that into a Lulu, because once she hits you, she's going to hit you with a Help Picks Glitterlands.
Yeah.
You can't get away. You're going to take auto attack, auto attack, auto attack, and hers are stronger than you. So you have to turn it around, and here's the other thing too. The fact that if you zone somebody off and you're like, all right, stun combo, go ahead and use my ultimate on them, barrage them, Lulu will use Wild Growth, has enough
Right.
time, even if you lock her up with your stun, that the end of the animation, she'll be able to Wild Growth herself, because the balls have a travel time.
Yeah.
So even if you're
Your
trying
death will be flying at you in the air.
Yeah, and you'll just be like, I'm bigger now, and that's fine. Because even if they go after Vayne, he's going to be like, oh, shield the Vayne, make her bigger, she's fine, she's out of there.
We also saw how much of a menace Pat was to CompLexity.Black on Lee Sin, stealing whatever objectives he needed to steal. Had a few dragon steals for himself, deja vu on that, but also their control of knowing which lane is going to be hit. His ability to follow Brokenshard around has been great. Well, Brokenshards as well has been good to follow Pat. That's why he's not back on Eve this game. He was completely found out all the time, so he gives himself Lee Sin. Also up against the Kazakhs, which hurts a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it definitely works out because you get a lot of vision on him.
Right.
With Tempest Cripple, have your Sonic Wave Resonating Strike, so you can always keep tabs on him. So he's a very good duelist in that sense. You can go ahead and counter jungle and do a little bit of damage to him. But of course, usually you don't want to counter jungle a Kazakhs by yourself because the isolation damage will really hurt.
You're just giving him damage.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. Kazakhs, it's funny because like when Kazakhs goes after an AD carry in the back line, you are rewarded for the other person having good positioning. So like the AD carry, you always want to be by yourself in the back line, right? Kazakhs is like, I'm going to come after you.
Don't worry, guys, I'm in the right spot.
Yeah, but you're taking more damage because of it. So then it's on the support and the team to really be on top of the AD carry and protecting him. And Vayne has a short range. The 550 of hers is going to actually play into this so that she's usually up in the fight, usually on top of the Lulu. And we'll have to see. Now, here it comes. Rhux has teleport. So the whole strategy that CompLexity.Black has been running all day with that teleport advantage is no longer existent and can be countered very easily.
Well, new is what needs to happen, Zyrene. We are locked and loaded into the final and fifth match in this best of 5 between CompLexity.Black and Curse Academy. Both teams have had their favor of 2 matches. It has gone one and then the other all the way up to this game 5. And now we're going to see Curse Academy making some moves with Bubbadub's vision. He will be privy and let the rest of the team know to that bit of an invade. No ward really even placed in that situation. So they're going to back off.
Nobody started with a ward, they just invade. But now Bubbadub is afraid to check that area because he didn't keep tabs on them and where they were. So now he's like, it's possible that they are all over our red side jungle. What do we do? You don't face check it. You just leave it alone. You wait for 155, and then you go ahead and you see. But at the same time, that tipped off Curse Academy that the bottom lane is going to be that duo lane. And look at how far it makes ROBERTxLEE go down. He's all the way looping around, doesn't want to go through the jungle.
They don't know what's in there.
Yeah, you don't know what's in there. And that also means that Vayne is going up top. So these mind games that Curse Academy have actually played are paying off because they get the 2-on-1 with Vayne.
Very, very tricky play here. They're going to send 3 up, late invade. Ooh, just on the cusp. Westrice gets a vision there.
Peekaboo.
155, though. Very nice by Westrice to pretty much hold out until everything would have been seen, giving him that last bit of vision. So we can see the rotation already coming in from Brokenshard, going back to the 2v1s. But we'll see if they can really switch this up. We saw it before. I believe it was Curse Academy that did a little bit different and shut down CompLexity.Black's push.
So Rhux warded his own, and now he's going to go straight for the Wolves and try to clear those out. Brokenshard is not going to get a leash right now to help him out. He's going to be taking a little extra damage. And Westrice goes straight for the Wraiths to try and clear those out, give himself some CS from the jungle. And now the 2-on-1 definitely in favor of Curse Academy because they have the better scaling team.
Quick little share out. Where are they going? Yeah,
they're going
for the blue, right?
But it's warded.
I thought they were going to spit mid for a second, but not gonna. It's too pushed out.
Yeah, this is warded.
Easy blue.
But because they have their AD carry and support on the bottom side, it's actually a safe play by them.
Got to keep the timing in check, and they are going to soak this one up for themselves, which means timers on both sides, which will be nice. They'll be able to play a little cat and mouse game as that comes up later. Westrice still looking to get himself another level here, and it looks like all 4 to the bottom lane. The choo-choo train begins.
And it's the lane with the turret that has less of the durability on it from the auto attacks. Basic attacks, so now they are able to just push this down a little faster. But up in the top lane, it's going to take some work.
That siege wave is nicely going to keep DuoceK glitter lancing Prolly against the turret. And we have in the bottom lane, CompLexity.Black is actually already positioned on the other side of the turret, so they can just get up and run to the next one here as they clear out the wave at the same time. They are on the move. Pretty good speed on these turrets coming up, and they're actually going to now put Rhux up here. So level 1 don't know, he has burnout, so Twin Bite won't be helping out too much.
4 on 0, 4 on 0, 1-on-1 in the mid lane. It's a pretty good life to be a mid laner right now.
Yeah.
Pretty much playing standard.
Usually this is the top lane island, but now it's the mid lane island. It's like an isthmus, if you will.
They're going to go ahead and get this. Their team, they have a little more levels in here for CompLexity.Black. Also, Lucian's pretty dang decent at pushing waves. They're going to get it a little earlier. They're going to start the back from K1 Pro and from Pat.
Wow.
Going to get some damage on this. I don't know if they'll be able to take it.
This is very Complexity-like. All the way to the inhibitor turret.
Well, it does have extra resistances on it because it's that inhibitor turret, so it's actually means a lot in the early game.
They got minions with them, so it's helping. Just a little bit. Oh, they're not going to be. I thought they were going to try to go on that, but I saw DuoceK's monobar. Not enough to go crazy on the fight. Westrice is going to tuck himself into the trees for a quick back. Probably gets his wave pushed up to the turret again. Only took him 2 sieges. The last time DuoceK was in Prolly's face, it was his own siege wave. So very nicely played.
Oh, they got K1 Pro.
Can they do much off of this? Whoa, Brokenshard going quite hard on this one, but the rest of the team's able to get over on the other side of the wall as well. K1 Pro very low. ROBERTxLEE with the flash and kill to secure that one for the team. They take down K1, and they are going to keep moving.
And during that entire time, Mashme, he got that turret finally, and he's free farming.
Back to free.
33 CS, 5 minutes in.
So glorious in his natural environment. You can see here the steps he's taking.
Watch as we see the vein.
So light-footed.
She tumbles and silver boats everybody.
Shh. Staying safe. Shh. Must watch. Gonna get poached soon. Level 4, he's doing pretty good for himself. Obviously, level up on ROBERTxLEE for all the solo experience he's picking up. Brokenshard with a blue buff. Looks like he wants to show what he can do with that.
Going to the far end. There's a stun on a DuoceK. It's up to Prolly.
Looking for Prolly. Scattered. No, scatter indeed. He actually put it in the brush. There's Pat there. He goes. Okay, he's just going a little personal give and go. He gets back to safety.
Just a love tap.
Yeah.
Love claw.
Sometimes you gotta say hi. It's rude to just walk by.
Just imagine Kha'Zix waving with his claw instead of an actual hand.
Yep.
His high fives kind of suck too.
That'd be dangerous. Ooh. Looks like I thought K1 Pro was gonna get a nice grab on there and he'd just taken a shot. But he's safe. Gets a smite down, give himself a little bit back. Trying to thread the needle. K1 Pro does not get a grab there, and everybody's quite low here. We see Curse Academy very much on the defensive positioning.
Thinking back to the whole blue side advantage thing that he was talking about, it finally paid off because they got Kha'Zix, who was a contested pick all series long and banned out. And so immediately picked up for Brokenshard. And I remember back to the Spring Series 1, his Kha'Zix is extremely deadly, and he has some of his best games on that alongside Pantheon, but he's kind of thrown Pantheon off to the side in favor of testing out Feral Flare junglers in 4.5. So he's back to his roots on those comfort picks that Dominate was also talking about. So we're going to have to see how that treats him throughout this series.
Pantheon was definitely something that Brokenshard used in the previous best ofs. Used that to some pretty good effect. Also had it banned against him. But both teams, you can see, doing their homework. The bans have been pretty spot on. And a little cheeky move in this game by CompLexity.Black, banning out their own Soraka to get the Kha'Zix.
Oh, he's got the ulti.
DuoceK does it. No, level 5. He gets the auto attack in, and he is able to do to safety.
Now Pat, probably is almost level 7, whereas DuoceK wasn't even.
No, he's
6.
like on the cusp of 6.
Yeah, he was close.
That was so unfortunate.
And that's because they pushed him out of the lane because of Brokenshard just showing up for a second.
That's right.
These seconds add up, and they're extremely crucial. Now, look at that. CompLexity.Black, they're looking like a different team this start of the game.
Yeah, they are.
They're playing this really well. They're like, no gimmicks. We're just going to go ahead. We're going to do what we did in like game 1, but we're going to do it better. We're going to be more clean with this.
Take into consideration that amount of confidence that Dominate said they would have coming out of the 4th game with the win. I mean, it's whoever's game to win the 4th one, but if you think about it, that's a great momentum boost to have as well, coming into such a stressful day, something that's weighing on your mind, and obviously where you have to bring out the best play of all.
Yeah, and the only thing they have to worry about right now is not giving up kills to Mashme in awkward ganks.
Yeah, like a single 2v1 where he kills both of you.
Yes. That would be catastrophic for CompLexity.Black, but really good for Curse Academy and would set them back on pace.
Mashme is putting himself in position to have a few 1v1s, Right now, he's safely on the other side of the wall, getting that white for himself. It looks like CompLexity.Black, like you said, a completely different team this game, taking things into their hand. They won't get that blue buff. It does go over to DuoceK nicely, but still, it's just the pressure. But they got to be careful how much they do that without coming up on anything, because before they know it, their lanes will be pushed back in their face if they're just trying to go for objectives they're not getting.
Yeah, and speaking of lane pushing, both blues went over to Curse Academy. One's on Vayne, one's on DuoceK.
Right.
Stole it away. So lack of experience there. Also a lack of blue on Prolly means he can't clear the waves as consistently just with the Chalice. He's
less balls, less ult damage.
Yeah, less. And yeah, you really want that blue so you can throw balls just behind you and set them up for your ultimate. And then it's like, oh, there's actually 6 balls in your face.
There's more, surprise! 9.5 minutes in, Pat using out Smite on his red buff. They know they're safe from any of the big objective Smite fights. So right now he just goes ahead and soaks up experience while also being on the side of the map where he can give a little bit of safety to Mash.
They know where MashMe is.
Yeah, he is getting himself into a pretty sore position. But with Pat, he'll be all right. Oh,
Don't get the ward.
Somebody hit it. Good.
Oh, he's got the dice still.
Oh, Westrice. Trying to be best Rice. Can't get in for enough of an attack there.
Oh, he walked right into it.
Pie to the face for MashMe, and he takes his full bar down to 450 HP. Now a little bit less than that. Very good control here. Curse
if
Academy.
they run backwards and get sucked into the vacuum, here comes Prolly.
Also have to watch, Rhux is doing what he wants in the mid lane. He may be able to get the turret as CompLexity.Black is really focusing on this top turret here. Has the minion wave to work with, but if Curse can keep them in sight and from backing, they may be able to gain a little bit more because Brokenshard's pretty far away from getting that turret.
Yeah, Brokenshard will eventually put pressure on it in about 20 seconds here. So somebody has to back and deal with him. It looks like Pat and MashMe are, but where do they go after this? There's still a turret that they have to defend. MashMe actually retcons that, says, I'm not going to go back. We're going to leave it up to Pat and to Rhux.
Very nice job having Prolly come down, kind of thwart off Rhux on taking the mid turret. And you can see Prolly is already well on his way down the mid lane here. Bubbadub just on his backside. They're going to get a nice clear in and really spread out, but I'm surprised at how CompLexity.Black is still controlling this for themselves. They've got a little bit of a lead, and they know they can work with it.
Yeah, and typically the team that's getting a lead early is the one that's closing the game out.
Right.
3K already. 11 minutes in.
That's that golden number we've been looking at. Once one of these teams stretches it past 3,000 gold, it seems to be the nail in the coffin. It'll still take quite a bit of time to dwindle down the other team, but it's so far solidified pretty much the victories once they reach that point. Very, very close for CompLexity.Black to be at least at 5,000. Dragon coming up about 2 or 3 minutes, so a lot of things for CompLexity.Black to push here. And
so
they can do it.
You can see that Westrice is not like Rhux in his builds. He's going straight tank immediately off the bat for the Randuins to shut down the Vayne.
Right.
Shut down MashMe even if he gets started. And he's still behind in CS on Rhux. These teleports haven't really been used a lot just yet. We'll have the Dragon up in 1 minute and 45 seconds. We'll see what happens then. But at the same time, look at Prolly. He's getting going. And I remember Dominate was saying, you know, let's get Prolly should be getting going in these games. He's a beast. He can carry the game. And if they give it to him, he'll deliver. And he's 30 CS up over DuoceK, and he's got the most in the game.
That's the thing is when you get going, whether you're a good player or not and you're on something you can carry, like Dominate is saying, when you get going, it's the little things that continue to work for you. And the whole team feeds off of that as well. If they see Prolly flashing in for kills, they are going to be behind him. But you have to be that 1-0-0 right now up in CS 30 to be the guy flashing in to get those kills. So if Prolly can just be that guy there like, go for broke, that's what we're talking about.
Be that guy, but don't be that guy.
That guy. Yeah, it's a very fine line. 3,000 gold is the mark, exactly, that we are looking at right now. CompLexity.Black, there's Westrice trying to make a little bit of trouble for Curse Academy in their jungle, but right now they are all sitting pretty, ready to go back. But like we said, once you get 2 lakhs, that means the other team's going to start taking over. And with all the lanes being about even in the mid lane now, a next fight could definitely push Curse Academy in the way of a second-tier turret.
We're going to have to see. They're taking over the jungle now. trying to get in deeper. We see the CompLexity.Black are on that right side, warding up for the dragon and preparing for it. Whereas Rhux, here comes Broken.
Pat was so focused on the wolves and did not expect anything to happen there. The element of surprise, having the control over your map. Like you said, CompLexity.Black was just looking to take control. Looks like they got it.
And that's really good for CompLexity.Black because Dragon is up in 5 seconds and there's 10 seconds left on Pat's death timer. It'll be gone before he even leaves the base.
Yeah, Brokenshard already putting the pieces in place to get that one down. We'll be surprised if more than one person even comes to help him, if any.
Good binding by Brokenshard. Want to give him credit for that.
Yes.
Because then by Bubbadub. Wow. By Bubbadub.
I knew what you meant.
It's the bees, the bee name. Bubbadub. Yeah, I'll give credit for the binding to Brokenshard. Yeah, good job, Broken.
He was doing it last game with 2 foods. Just transfers over.
The Bubbadub coming up big with the bindings on that one. Not putting it a little wide, putting it right to the Lee Sin.
Wow, Mash Me.
Yeah, Probably's big.
Probably
big.
Very big. I think he was saying, hey team, we can kill him. He'll probably scatter and then we can kill him. But we weren't expecting that damage in the follow-up from Curse Academy. A little slow, so they keep it safe. Hard hats on. Looks like it's going to be a blue buff contest. And they're going to try to pull this one away. Bubbadub should be able, or rather probably should be able to scatter this one, but no, a little early there. And they are able to grab it. That one goes on over to Mash.
And now that Prawley's at level 9, he has that power spike from his passive. When you max an ability, he gets that little extra oomph to it. So his Qs are coming up big in the damage department. Now
Very
we
interesting
see
there.
The 5k gold advantage here for CompLexity.Black just slowly but surely getting ahead because of these dragons and also just the CS numbers that they're putting up. Now we see Westrice is even with Rhux, despite that he was down before.
Right. That last play was almost a little too easy. With the amount of control CompLexity.Black had, Curse Academy just waltzed in and grabbed blue buff like it was nothing. See if CompLexity.Black can put the rest of the pressure on. Now something in the mid lane, and they're not really trying to move anything on this. It almost seems like they're happy with 3-0 and a 3,000 gold lead until Curse makes another mistake. But everybody's just backing. Maybe it's that lull moment. Not calling them out on anything. They still have a lot of time to work with.
Down bottom though, Rhux, he's found himself a turret and nobody in the vicinity. He'll get some decent damage on it. Brokenshard, he's coming up. And they want nothing to do with it. All right. So thinking back to when they were doing 4-0 and 4-0 in the bottom lane, top lane, they just left the mid laners on an island. And Prawley came up big there with just Brokenshard showing himself pretty much at the same time that Pat did too, because that one level advantage for Syndra. Just hitting 6 before he did. And now Pat, he's in the bottom lane with Rhux, which means he's nowhere else on the map. There's 4 men strong, 3 men strong here in the mid lane. Oh, Brokenshard, he's baited into this.
He knew as soon as they walked into the brush. One, it gives you the upper hand in the first bit of damage, which can easily equal a fight. When you walk away with that 10 HP, you're like, thank you very much. But you can see Brokenshard even chugged a potion. He didn't even go for the fight, and he's like, I probably need to drink this right now. So good mental play as well. The long game can definitely weigh on your mind and make you do things that think are going to put your team in the lead. You feel good about it. You want to get the kill. But sometimes it's just better to play safe, as it just was.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about it too, because if you had used your ultimate, or Brokenshard had, to walk into the bush to get that upper hand, get the first ability off, he still would have been seen by the Tempest Cripple.
Yep.
So it was a really good decision by him to just have nothing to do with it. He's like, I don't care about Shyvana enough to do that.
That map awareness.
Yeah.
They have good wards. They have to be like, well, I don't see Lee Sin else anywhere. And they're also using these wards to get a very nice pinch on the mid lane. Great crowd control to really stop a re-engage or any of the wave clear from coming out. But you see, once they do get that first Flitter Lance out, it's a quick move away from the turret because they're about to take aggro.
And these 2 top laners just going at each other right now, stopping the other from teleporting into the fight and trying to engage. But here's the thing too, if one of them wins that, the other has to back and is late for the TP.
This puts CompLexity.Black in the right spot to just get more in this game. You can see Brute forcing down the 2nd tier turret. Curse Academy feels like they have a bit more strength funneling in on the front steps now, and that's where they're going to put down their foot and not let CompLexity.Black any further. Rhux being pushed back a little bit. You can see the HP bars in the top lane are relatively the same at both level 10. So those teleports are going to be big if they can get each other into the fight.
And they're all collapsing around Rhux right now.
Yeah.
And now they're going for this turret. They already have the tier 2 in the bottom and the mid. There's the last one on the field for them before inhibitor turrets.
Definitely looking to scrape up the last bit of gold they can without really having to put themselves in a bad situation. Once you're this far ahead, nice grab onto Westrice. The back and forth as K1 Pro gets caught up there. Nobody wants the full initiation, but they are scaring some ultimates here out of Curse Academy. Not too much has been used, but a big disengage from K1 Pro on the box could be useful if CompLexity.Black stays for the long haul here. Looks like they will back. They've gotten what they wanted, Zyrene. It's all about getting in the front door now. And again, the games just keep getting quicker. Under 20 minutes, we're now up to the bases in this game.
And this is the point where CompLexity.Black's next move would be to start warding up the dragon, get it in a minute, and then start to push in. Right now, they should actually cash in back and get their combat stats that they need.
Right.
But they decide that if they can stop Curse Academy from backing, they're in a stronger position anyway because this 6K gold lead. So now they're contesting buffs and going for DuoceK.
That's exactly what they should be doing. So far ahead in this game, CompLexity.Black is taking over as much as they can. Brokenshard with the flash and the follow. The Tempest Kick is going to help him keep vision and keep him safe, but it is going to be an inhibitor turret. We see Rhux is not backing in the top lane, trying to do what he can, hoping the team can stave off this mid push.
That's the absolute right play there by CompLexity.Black.
Right.
They say, we don't want to wait a minute for the dragon. We're just going to go straight for this. Instead of twiddling our thumbs, we're going to play aggressive. And there's the ultimate on the bench.
Oh, it's kind of like they wanted that, but they didn't. It was a little lax on the engagement, but they still get what they want. Here comes Rhux, diving into the fight. We haven't really seen him in these engagements. He was in the top lane farming. They can't focus him down just yet, but eventually, no. It's going to be Brokenshard that goes down. MashMe gets a nice condemn. One more shot, doesn't have the vision, cross a ward on the Wraith side. A flash over, and it's not getting damage from the Wraiths either. Curse Academy is just on the edge of so many kills, but are not finding it from CompLexity.Black.
And Pat is in pursuit right now. Pro, he's trying to find the way in, and Pat ends up getting Bubbadub.
Quick,
they're going after Robert.
This is going to be huge. Curse Academy does want these kills, but they have to make sure they're still up to take down turrets after this. That's going to be a blue buff going to absolutely nobody as Rhux goes down in the end of the engagement. What can they grab? There's only one turret. They're pushed all the way back to an inhibitor, so they need to make this count as much as possible.
And now they're going to go straight for the dragon after that play and possibly the bottom turret. There's a huge wave there. Take another look at this. They overextend. They go after MashMe, but he has heal, and the fact that he just doesn't take a lot of damage from that. They overextend, probably took turret shots. They end up getting it, but here is Rhux, ready to clean up, puts the damage onto Probably. They try to disengage it, and now they're all on top of it, but they forget about MashMe. Picks up one, condemn into the wall. 1-2, gets the silver bolt, doesn't get the kill, and decides to swap to Bubbadub. He's off on the side, he flashes over, and then the binding lands on Mash. He would have closed this distance eventually, but then Pat decides to go through, and he eventually catches up with the help of a ward dash and a flash.
Oh, and the flash. Making it look nice. I like the fact that Bubbadub flashed over the wall, and Rhux was like, whoa, 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 don't bring him to me. Or Westrice, rather, when he was trying to get out on Renekton. You saw them both running for their life. Unfortunately, Bubbadub going down. Closing that gold gap, Zyrene. 4,000 gold now in the lead. Still quite a bit, and it's still over that 3,000 golden mark we've been talking about. That also spreads out the strength of these teams once they can get around a 3,000 gold lead. 7-3 in turrets here for CompLexity.Black. They pretty much have written the deed to own this land right now, and Curse Academy is definitely trying to get back what they can. Black just pushing out the lanes. Still the bottom turret is being held in here. You can see that CompLexity.Black has just had map control the entire game towards the bottom side.
Yeah, and you can see that Westrice, in his build, he goes for the Bilgewater Cutlass. He's not looking for the wave clear. He's looking for the duel. He's looking for the team fight chase. He's got the slow from Randuin's. He wants to get onto Vayne with the Blade of the Ruin King.
Right.
And the fact that Ruthless Predator will apply on hit effects multiple times, so he can get up to 3 of those hits from Blade of the Ruin King onto his target if he has the enraged version. So very different build here for Renekton than we see from Rhux. So Westrice, see what that does for him.
Still got to remember about Mash. He's getting his farm on. Definitely did not get his solo game this time. We see how much that affected the last game. Just from this one, it's been a regular game. No circumstances that really puts anybody on a pedestal here, and everybody's trying to do their part. Kill participation across the board as you look at the inventories for everybody right now. Not full, but this game is definitely including everyone a lot more than our previous ones. A lot of 2v1s or 1v1s. So much teamwork in this game compared to the other ones, and CompLexity.Black looks to pressure more teamwork now to the mid inhibitor. It's wide open.
Every game is really close in gold, until this point where somebody just blows up in a team fight. And it's been the story all
Winning
day long.
until they lose.
Yeah, pretty much. Pat's off on the side here. He's looking for a kick, but Rhux is on the other side. So if they collapse onto him, it gives Pat the opening he wants.
Well, it looks like Westrice is going to take that into his own hands and say, get away from my team. MashMe staying close to the wall so he can tumble in. ROBERTxLEE getting hooked out there. Does not look like they want to go for it. That's why they shield after. The Flay did not stop Robert. He can still dish out damage. Ready to kite and fight backwards with the culling on the fadeaway. And they go 1 for 1 overall. A very bloody ROBERTxLEE trying to run out of the fight right now. Bubbadub's going to be hit up. Curse Academy coming out big on this fight. MashMe has vision of the chase, but will not pursue. It looks like the rest of the team is going to back off. And Curse gives themselves some great breathing room.
It was the hook onto ROBERTxLEE that started that off, and yes, they did use the Black Shield afterwards, so Bubbadub is a good by him.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, if he had just used it at the start, the hook wouldn't have landed and put Robert in this position. And then you can still run, so you drag them actually further back if they do decide to take it, and the bait just wasn't worth it going 2 for 1.
A bit of hook. I consider he was seeing him from the fog of war. Maybe not. Yeah. Still a good reaction by the rest of the team to go 1 for 1, giving a little retribution to their teammates on those kills. 6 to 6 are the kills on the board right now. As we are in our 5th game between Curse Academy and CompLexity.Black. A hard-fought victory that each team was able to grab. As we said before, each game has also been shorter and shorter as these teams are able to just pretty much decipher how each other plays.
And we'll see here how it goes. They have a lot of safety for Vayne. Even if he overextends, they have the Lantern backwards. They have the Lulu, who they synergized with it last time before their win. But now, CompLexity.Black in the driver's seat a bit, have all the outer turrets. They have an open inhibitor in the mid lane that Curse Academy have to defend. And even if Curse Academy go for a dragon, then CompLexity.Black can just run up the straight lane, go straight for the inhibitor.
Shortest lane of all, right down the middle.
Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals rect.
Yep.
Squared.
Equals your inhibitor. Coming up on 26 minutes. We just had about a 30-minute game previously. And then a 50-plus minute game for our first one. So you can just see in terms of time how it's decreased. 1 minute on the dragon. A lot of focus here on the top side of the map to make sure somebody goes down at least in this fight for that dragon to be a little bit easier. And it looks like right now they're all going to go back to mid to pushing. And then once dragon comes up, I'm sure we're going to get a very nice fight.
TP power struggle down bottom again between Westrice and Rhux.
At least they don't have to TP too far if dragon comes up.
Yeah.
Could you imagine both of them just TPing like, we're coming in!
We're coming in! They just want the angle on the fight, though. The angle's important. It's that positioning. Wherever that ward is, let's get it. And now.
So true indeed. Westrice all by himself. Look at this too. 185 to 173. This was completely different when Rhux got that Renekton. You saw almost at one point a 50 CS lead. 110 to 50 coming in between those two champions. Westrice is obviously having a much better game for himself here and is one of the players we talked about with I Will Dominate, who needs to kind of step up for this in CompLexity.Black. Brokenshard gets the ganks in the early game, helps the lanes, but the lanes also needed to win for themselves because they said Curse has some damn strong lanes.
Oh yeah, they do. You see Rhux is almost always winning his lane. DuoceK this game in the solo environment probably actually sticks it to him. And now, CompLexity.Black going for the dragon. Pat not in the area, but the other dragon is.
They are able to get it. Just a little too late. Too bad, so sad, but Curse Academy could try to work something off of this. They are the ones pushing down mid lane with an inhibitor down. Looks a little different here, but they are going to have enough pressure to make sure things are safe for the time being. That 5,000 gold lead is going to be playing in very big. We see a few completed items on the side of CompLexity.Black with that gold that really they're looking for on the side of Curse Academy.
Westrice just took huge chunks of his life right now. They are looking to get onto MashMe. He's the primary target that they want to focus down, but DuoceK at the same time has so much defensive power in his kit for him. And the heal on top of it. It's going to be difficult to take out MashMe, but they'll have to just blow him up and apply the pressure.
I think we're getting to that time of the jitters. Neither team is in the don't want to lose position, but they also want to win very hard. Is why we're getting a slow-paced mid-game. We've almost had both teams staring 5v5 at each other. And I say 5v5 because Westrice and Rhux with the possibility of teleporting right in. But it's been this mid-game dance, back and forth.
Looking for a face check.
Partner.
Ooh.
Wow.
Give him a little push out of there.
A little damage for a little bit. Nobody fully wanted it, though. They wanted the max range hook or the max range stun to start it off. Nothing too close. Nothing too dangerous.
Probably's just throwing balls at them constantly.
Great.
Getting all 5 of them. Westrice pushing the bottom lane still. And now they have the inside track to the
weird
inhibitor.
position to be in.
So they're going to get there first. And now they've rotated, pushed them out of it. They have to deal with Westrice. That's basically what's going on here. They have to give up their position at the Baron, or else they would lose an inhibitor and an inhibitor's turret.
Very nice momentum play there by CompLexity.Black, showing a quick push down.
They got the binding.
Oh, Pat gets hit up. That's the ultimate coming in. The culling after as well. 2 ultimates being used to try and take down the jungler. And it could be a lot of pressure, but Curse Academy will not be in place to punish any of those spells being used.
Yeah, they also used the ultimate, the Void Assault, for Brokenshard.
That's true. Good call.
So now he doesn't have that available.
Wow.
And this could be a big team fight right now.
Very, very risky. Definitely something they want to turn on, but how much damage can they take here? If Curse Academy just kind of plays this, oh, wait a minute, that's the catch out, the wild growth. That's what they want it for, to shut out the assassination when it comes in. Brokenshard not able to finalize a kill there. Bubbadub's gonna get hit up one more time. MashMe makes the right decision, uses heal to speed himself up and gets out of a scary spot. All the way
they pull him over.
Pat may not have wanted the ride on that one. He returns his ticket for a valid refund. It looks like they are going to lose K1 Pro on that, unfortunately. But a good fight overall, 1 for 1.
And now they're on the opposite side of it, and CompLexity.Black, they need to back in order to defend their turret. They're going to surely lose this.
Wow, Curse Academy holding very strong and totally breaking out the 3,000 gold rule. They are not letting CompLexity.Black get away that easy in this game. And this fight, very well played.
So
love the moves.
Flash sliced so that he could dice to MashMe, and then they just get locked up. And look at that. He's out of the fight. Brokenshard gets locked up, and they couldn't assassinate K1 Pro for the resets. And they almost get MashMe off. And here's the thing. They both flash at the same time. Pat was speeding because they pulled him over.
Yes. Gotta get out of that one.
And then K1
Had to
Pro.
flash out.
Oh. K1 Pro comes over too.
Oh boy. That is a very far away Pat. This is a Rhux without Dragon's Descent, and that is a dark, dark Dragon Pit. No vision going in. They finally get it there. The hook over the wall. Westrice is not going to be thwarted by that. Baron goes to CompLexity.Black after what looked like a very scary fight. They're still able to reposition faster than Curse.
All 5 members have it. 5v5 is possible. The inhibitor turret is down in the mid lane, so that inhibitor is wide open for the taking. Dragon is up in 1:50, but CompLexity.Black might have other things in their mind. They're looking around the map for objectives, looking for whatever little gold they can get to complete these items before they push with those extra combat stats.
Very strong fight coming in here from both teams. Westrice's build differing a little bit. Actually goes Blade of the Rune King on his Renekton instead of that Tiamat as we see Rhux go. But it's definitely keeping him alive in these fights.
Also allows him to stick a little better to the Vayne.
That's true.
So he has multiple slows.
He's like, oh, you blade me, I blade you. Yeah. Blade for blade, eye for an eye. 7-7 in kills, so they're definitely trading back eye for an eye in this game. However, the map control is CompLexity.Black still. The turret's in their favor with the amount of 3 ahead. And it looks like they're about to crest 50,000 gold in the game as they just did. Black Cleaver as well, the 3rd item coming out here for Brokenshard. So he is looking to cut people down right away. And more so, Curse Academy is stacking some good armor.
Yeah, he has no defensive item just yet. We see some Kazakhs go Lizard Elder, Hexdrinker, then defensive after that. But he wants that full-on shred to help out his other 2 teammates who are going to be doing physical damage. And something else to point out here is the trend is the AD carry that's been doing better typically wins the game. So it's 3-0-3 on MashMe. He's doing better than Robert this game, but they're both pretty even with that pretty moderate edge to MashMe. Nobody's really been giving up a lot of kills or getting shut down.
Thing is, yeah, MashMe doesn't put out that front end damage. It takes him a while to get 3 bolts off. So it's kind of, if you can peel for him correctly, he will out damage Robert in a second. Looks like they're going to be very back and forth with this engagement. A level 16 Westrice, the highest in the game right now, 2 levels above Rhux. We saw what Rhux was doing in 4v1s when he was higher level. And right now, Westrice, you can see him bullying more than one person as his team takes the advantage.
Picks up the ward there thanks to the help of the pink ward. So that's going to give them dominance of this area so they can continue to push the bottom and the rotations won't be seen. So somebody could sneak around and then just be like, oh, peekaboo, I'm on this other side. And they just come straight into the fight. Oh, he gets it over the wall. It's that extra range.
Ooh, Westrice taking a bit. I don't know how that hook missed, but very fancy feat from CompLexity.Black to get the dodge in. Looks like they're trying to go for the turret. They get the second inhibitor turret of the game, and CompLexity.Black trying to solidify their name on that slate as the 3rd place winner. Looking for a spot in the promo relegation tournament, and Curse Academy very, very close to not being able to produce that win. CompLexity.Black with just a few more pushes to get the win, but they have to worry about their top lane. They're getting a little too tunneled on this victory. May have to worry about what's going on around the map and not what's in front of them.
They have a lot of options. They're going to send Westrice top to clear that wave and do Dragon in the meantime. Westrice can always teleport in to support his team. And look at his build. He's purely counter-building Mashme, the 3-0-3 Vayne. He's got the Thorn Mail, he's got the Randuin's for the attack speed slow, and the Blade of the Rude King to do some damage and to slow him back down. So he's going straight for Mashme.
Yep.
Build. No magic resistance here, so he just gets shredded by both Shyvana and DuoceK.
His flash just came back up as well, so hopefully he can dive to that back line and cut up Mash. 4-1-1 on Prolly. He is having that game that we've been saying he needs to have now, and it's really showing with the momentum of the rest of the team.
Westrice just ran ahead in CS over Rhux by 70.
He just had like a bag of CS he was waiting to use.
Just pop that, and now he's level 17, highest level in the game by a pretty good margin.
It's really big because he can put that offensive item in, like you said, able to shut down the Vayne. So not as many people need to synergize with him or follow him or do that. They can always catch up to Vayne because of what he's done for the rest of the team. Still waiting. They don't have a super duper engaged team, which is also pretty interesting that they have been able to find all the picks that they want.
It's typically off the back of a dark binding,
right,
and then a scatter the weak. Seeing how they can pick somebody up for that small amount of time is really a testament to how much damage they've brought.
Right.
Front-end damage that you said with Lucian, with Kha'Zix as well.
We saw it thwarted a few times with the wild growth, but that means Lulu has to be in the right spot. I feel like everything is kind of now with CompLexity.Black in the lead. Curse is figuring out when the ults are being used to stop them, instead of using theirs first and trying to take that initiation in the fight. But I can't blame them. They're playing quite far behind right now at 10,000 gold, and they're making it work with what they have.
Yeah, and Mashme, he still hasn't died. He's having a great game for himself, despite the way that his teammates are playing. He's kind of losing the mid lane, probably to DuoceK. Brokenshard is out jungling Pat currently, but he's doing really well for himself. The rotations and overall is really what's happening.
History repeats itself a little bit there. Curse Academy hasn't lost this one yet, but even in the pregame we said, versus LMQ, Mash was the bright spot. He played very well still.
Even when they lost.
LMQ, even when they lost. So he knows when things need to be put on his back, and he's trying to do that here. Another game without dying, but CompLexity.Black has so much brute strength just approaching these inhibitors. They don't want to toy with it. That's Brokenshard being grabbed out.
Too far.
The box and the flay, but he gets out. This is going to be a big and possibly the final fight if it's CompLexity.Black's. Good damage from both sides. It goes on to Mash. He stays alive with the heal and the flash. Westrice and team still trying to push through, and the minions are starting to pile in. They have one coming down the mid lane, but they also have the top lane inhibitor to start taking down if they want it.
And that'll be the next point that they have to go after. They're going to try to piece them apart. Baron up in 36 seconds. Back, get yourself some items, ward up that area, and then go to it and contest it. Because right now, Bubbadub is in no point to do so.
This is huge for Baron to be coming up right now. Such low health. Yes, a blue buff onto Prolly. He's going to do what he can to scatter the weak and keep this safe. They didn't have the ward on whoever was just backing, so they don't know Bubbadub is gone. So this isn't a quick Baron for them, but they are trying to keep anybody from backing. And with that knowledge, they may actually try this.
Yeah, they have to get vision control of that area for CompLexity.Black if they want to take it. But Curse Academy, they're already there. They have the vision control in their favor, and they have the time.
Oh my gosh. This going to be so crazy. Both teams now, at least I should say CompLexity.Black, trying to converge on K1 Pro being a one-man army as he puts himself out front. Baron at 38 minutes could be going down to Curse Academy, and it's going to be locked down by Pat. They're coming in with the extra stats. They're coming in for the fight, and it is going to be at the Baron pit. Westrice being pushed out of this one. ROBERTxLEE can't return damage. The base is being flooded right now on the side of Curse Academy, and minions will be on the Nexus turret soon. Curse has to get back, and they have to protect this after grabbing Baron.
Probably doesn't have the mana to chase this out. We saw the TP from Rhux to go ahead and try to stop that push, and that those waves coming up. But Robert, he's after Pat.
That's going to be a 57-second timer for Pat to be down. CompLexity.Black is looking to make their way into the base for a possible final push here. They look to be over 10,000 gold in the lead coming into this game. Actually, just under 10,000 gold, I should say. Getting ahead of myself at 40 minutes in. We are approaching what was one of the longer games, and Curse is able to stave off a final push, 61,000 to 53 right now.
Thanks to the help of Baron that they picked up, and the fact that they had gotten Bubbadub and a lot of members of CompLexity.Black low, and then probably was out of mana by the end of that because he had used so much trying to keep them away from him to re-engage and stop his back. But by that point, it was too late. He had to engage. He had to be a part of that fight. Brokenshard tried to come up big for his team, but ends up dying. Went for the smite. It was good on Pat for that one, but it cost him his own life in the end. And MashMe, once again, got another kill. He's 4-0-3. And once again,
somehow living in the chaos.
8. He's got a lot to back him up, though. He's got the Summoner's Heal. He's got the McHale's. He's got the Blade of the King's Heal.
Quicksilver.
Oh,
he's double safe now.
He's slippery. He's super slippery. Even if they get him with a Scatter the Weak or a Dark Binding, he's still got a way out of it. Or even a Ruthless Predator.
Just giving himself everything he needs to stay safe. We said he is the carry, and he is going to have to put the rest of his team on his back right now. Everybody's doing their own. They're definitely participating in these kills. Up to 4, 5, and 6 is the average kill participation coming in on both teams, to say the least. And we'll see what Curse Academy can do now. Got to build themselves up a little bit. Baron is going to help, but so far with these engagements, CompLexity.Black hasn't worried if it's been a turret or if it's been all your summoners up. They have ran through every fight.
And this is still anybody's game at this point. The fatigue these players are probably suffering mentally. You can pull something off like this with a 5-man bush just sitting there.
Yeah.
They've been playing for 4.5 hours straight. Almost 5 at this point. I don't even like playing video games for 5 hours straight. And I love that stuff. The same one. You're just like, I gotta swap.
Victory is pushing them to the brink on this one. The 8-to-8 fight starting at 41 minutes in the game. MashMe trying to get the outside damage, and Westrice will fall immediately in this one. They have not lost one member yet, but collectively, a good 3,000 HP across them have been lost. And this might be what CompLexity.Black needs to sink their teeth into. A grab on the other side will not follow through. Look at the bottom lane. Rhux is trying to protect the inhibitor. CompLexity.Black is giving Curse a million things to think about right now, and they did a great job holding that one off.
And now Curse Academy have every inhibitor back up. No more super minions coming into their base after they clear these waves out. They will be good to defend. The Baron buff coming up big there, and MashMe as well. 5-0-3. They get a kill that is completely unanswered this time, and MashMe's mechanics are just phenomenal. He's able to just destroy Westrice despite the fact that he is counter-building him.
Got his alacrities as well. Wants to go fast. Gotta go fast.
Ricky Bobby boots.
I gotta go. Ricky Bobby, go fast. So, CompLexity.Black picking up the crumbs now. Dragon, he's worth a lot of gold, but this far into the game, he's a little guy. This is like taking a camp. They just want a little bit more gold, and they're gonna get it. CompLexity.Black with the control is going to put themselves up maybe an item ahead here. We're still looking for ROBERTxLEE to match the damage of what's coming out of MashMe. MashMe's been on the Rift longer, which means he's CS'd more. He's got more items at 5-0-3, and we saw him cut through one of the tankiest members just right now. Westrice went down without MashMe taking too much damage, so he's pretty much stealing all that life back he's taken in Magic from the Thornmail.
Yeah, that's true, but it pretty much negates the lifesteal.
Yeah,
which is,
right. It's like, bloop, bloop.
Yeah, it's like
very minimal.
I steal some back, I lose
Yeah.
HP, and then you just keep doing it back and forth. You pretty much stay at the same point.
Yep.
Which is really good against a Vayne because she's not lifestealing herself back up off of you in a chase.
It helps. As long as you can get to her. Really great peel coming in from Curse Academy in that fight. And I guess that starts to kind of play into what we talked about a little earlier. CompLexity.Black not having a super initiate team. And once Curse Academy got the strength to push back, they have been.
Yeah, and you can see the Randuin's Omen for Brokenshard. He's trying to leap in and start an initiation.
Right.
Because probably he's getting the Scatter of the Weeks. They're really good. The bindings from Bubbadub have been great all night long. Same with K1 Pro. His hooks have been on point. So the initiations, these teams really haven't suffered too much from the lack of them because they just fight each other anyway. They're like, let's just fight. The hook's on point. Bubbadub's bindings are on point. Let's do this. Let's go at each other.
No Talisman of Ascension this game. But interesting.
Yeah. This is still sitting on the Frost Queen's claim, which is most likely to just try and slow down Mash if he can land it, because that would be a great initiator too. We'll have to see, because they're putting a lot into trying to shut down Mash, and it has not paid off. He's 5-0-3, big goose egg in his deaths.
Yeah.
Nothing he can do about that.
It's the one time you want a big goose egg.
Yeah.
Pink wards still being put down. You can see the vision ward war in the top half of that side of the map. I guess the top half right quadrant of the map that nobody's really using right now. But Curse Academy is biding their time. Inhibitors are up. They're just waiting for the push here to come from CompLexity.Black. They don't want to be hook, line, and sinkered and then just watch CompLexity.Black walk into the base and just taking out inhibitors behind them.
And there is a lot of pressure on these teams. And right now, Bubbadub, he's caught out. What's Morgana have to escape? He doesn't have a lot.
He tried to go for the Soul Shackle flash.
Here
That
comes
is
the TP.
a lot of damage. A nice wild growth onto 3. This is a fight that Curse Academy could be looking for. MashMe takes down ROBERTxLEE in a 1v1, but the turnaround is coming in. Rhux is very low. DuoceK is now able to turn, and the shields are ready to go back on, but they are very afraid of Westrice right now. They don't feel like they have the damage to throw back, and we are going to see as MashMe went down, Curse Academy isn't ready for the rest of the fight. They do try to turn around still. Pat with a nice Sonic Wave resonating to strike,
Rhux
but he
is
puts
backing.
himself
He has
in
TP.
a bad spot. Rhux trying to get back into this fight. You see it coming in. The whole team is calling this one off on the side of CompLexity.Black. This is the home guard coming in. Rhux is now able to bite everyone out of the fight. A shutdown coming in from Pat. There it is from DuoceK getting the lockdown. No glitter lance here. No red buff to lock. They could get the cripple lockdown, but it is going to be a chase. How much will they tunnel onto Westrice because they need to push something?
That was an incredible fight, and right now, it's completely swung momentum. Curse Academy, they're looking to push them. They're going for that wave that's furthest up. There is 8 seconds on Brokenshard, 9 on ROBERTxLEE, and they're not going to get anything for it. They've lost their main damage dealers to turret.
Yeah.
MashMe, he's not up, and they come up with nothing, and they're looking for the Baron, but they don't have the HP for it right now.
Not at all. Still quite a bit of time on the death timers here, but you can just see what kind of an advantage these teams have given each other. That would be CompLexity.Black, because losing a fight like that and the team not being able to push anything against you means you are quite far in the lead. Your lanes are where they need to be. So although that is definitely a scratch towards CompLexity.Black, I'd still say they hold this one. But Curse Academy knows that they can outplay these fights mentally.
Yeah.
Catch CompLexity.Black off guard. It's what you were just saying. These games have gone for 4+ hours. It's the little things that are going to affect people.
We're very close to 5 at this point.
Yeah.
And just to tack on another thing, in at least 14 minutes at the most, somebody is going home and somebody is going to the promotion tournament. That will take a toll on you. There's a lot on the line here. Westrice, he's caught.
We'll cleanse that right off, and they are going to be back onto the Baron. So Westrice being very low. We saw what happened when Rhux was low on Renekton. In these late game engagements, it does not hold out for very long, especially when you have a Vayne. We did see Mash use the ultimate on that one at 7, 1, and 3 on that Vayne. The hyper carry is working out for Curse Academy.
They finally got him. It took Brokenshard and Westrice a lot of effort to get onto him. And the Rhux teleport was really brilliant there. They let him back in pretty much broad daylight, and he just turned it immediately with the Shyvana home guard. So now, Baron's up. That is where everybody's attention is. And this game, edge of your seat. These two teams, so much on the line. This is do or die. Last game, nobody really has a huge lead over the other. It's 6K. A Baron will sweep that in your favor with combat stats and gold.
Coming in this far into the game, these teams have done their homework. They know how to read into each other's minds in gameplay. You don't just forget what you're doing after 4 games against the same person, against the same lane, sometimes switch for the 2v1, but these guys have put up a spectacular show And now, again, towards the Baron pit. It's the only thing that these teams can really get each other to coordinate around for the fight to happen. They know, it's kind of a gentleman's agreement. This is where it needs to go down.
It's got to be the Baron. Baron or bust at this point.
Absolutely. A good way to put it. Baron or bust. CompLexity.Black looks to be hovering down towards the left side, and this is also going to work with who can throw themselves down middle while someone's going for the Baron, because it's going to be used for a lot of positions.
Oh, Pat is dead!
Pat goes down instantly. 73 seconds per death that happens right now. Westrice could be finding the same fate, but he gets a very nice Blade of the Rune King Randuin's off to save himself, and it looks like CompLexity.Black will start to pressure down mid lane with a ping. They're choosing them.
They're zoning them off to the side so that Curse Academy cannot engage this. They're going to go straight down the mid lane. Westrice may stop backs. He has GA, so he has that luxury to buy time, but I don't know how many backs he can stop. We see one going through. It's just Rhux now. Mashmi
was able to get back. Finally, a push by the minions in the bottom lane, bringing up that first tier turret that happened. Now, 49 minutes into the game, the inhibitor is dropped once again. And a little dance doing the Baron Boogie gave CompLexity.Black a bit of a position in the upper hand, and that's all it's taking right now to grab inhibitors. No way.
And now that everybody's inside of it, they're going to go straight for the Baron now. DFG is about to come up for Prolly. It's there. It's available. He used it previously on Pat.
There's no smite scare, so it's not a 50-50 smite off.
Yep.
K1 Pro missing it.
So much pressure here.
Wild Growth, they go in. It is going to be for Brokenshard. The fight. Mashmi gets taken out immediately, trying to throw down the summoners as well. DuoceK is getting chopped down by Brokenshard right now, and they do find him. CompLexity.Black is coming up huge on the Baron fight. This should mean the game. 4 games strong, and CompLexity.Black felt to be on the back heel win with game 4. The momentum carried into game 5. Now 50 minutes strong. It's only going to be Rhux to back with Pat, and I think that's not going to be enough.
And Westrice, he teleported to the top lane so that he can get there first, being the tank wall that they need. They still have ROBERTxLEE up. He can take these so quickly if they allow him to get into range. 3-for-0 exchange. Baron buffed up CompLexity.Black. They're looking to end this to secure their spot.
50 seconds left on the clocks. Now 40 seconds for anybody coming up from the death chamber. It's not enough. CompLexity.Black persevering through. It was 2-1. Then they brought it back to 2-2. And now a 3-2 to be the victors of the 3rd place matchup in the Challenger Series playoff semifinal.